Listen, man, there's this idea that people get backwards. They think freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want, sleep in all day, eat whatever you feel like, binge watch shows, skip the hard stuff. They think that's freedom, but it's not. That's slavery. You're not free. You're chained to your impulses. You're chained to your weakness. Real freedom comes from discipline. And I know that sounds crazy at first. It sounds like the opposite of freedom, right? Discipline means rules, structure, grind. Freedom means no rules, no structure. But here's the truth. When you live without discipline, you're not in control. Your impulses are in control, comfort is in control, fear is in control. When you live with discipline, you take back control. You become the master of yourself. And that, man, that's real freedom. Think about the greatest fighters, the legends of the octagon. Khabib Nurmagomedov, Georges St. Pierre, Amanda Nunes. What do they all have in common? It's not just talent. It's not just genetics. It's discipline. Every single day they woke up and did the hard things. They ate clean when they wanted junk. They trained when their bodies were screaming to rest. They suffered when nobody was watching. That's why they were free in the cage. Free to perform, free to dominate, free to walk out champions. That's the paradox. The more discipline you have in your life, the freer you become. Because when you live with discipline, you're not scared anymore. You're not worried about being exposed because you know you did the work. You're not trapped in bad habits because you've broken them. You're not a prisoner to laziness because you've killed it with consistency. Martial arts teaches this lesson better than anything else. Training teaches discipline, and discipline bleeds into every area of your life. When you train, when you push yourself, when you do the hard things every day, you start to carry that mindset everywhere. You eat better, you think clearer, you work harder, you live freer. Look, if you can't control what you eat, you're not free. If you can't control when you wake up, you're not free. If you can't control your habits, your addictions, your distractions, you're not free. You're in prison, man. And the bars are invisible, but they're there. Discipline breaks those bars. Discipline sets you free. Here's the thing, discipline is not fun. Nobody loves discipline at the start. Nobody wakes up excited to grind through pain or to skip comfort. But discipline builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. And that confidence is what turns into freedom. Think about a fighter cutting weight. That's hell, man. That's discipline in its purest form. Dehydration, starvation, suffering. Why do they do it? Because on fight night, when they step into the cage, they're free. They know they paid the price. They know they went through fire and they came out sharper. Life is no different. You want to be free financially? Discipline your spending. You want to be free physically? Discipline your diet and training. You want to be free mentally? Discipline your thoughts, your focus, your habits. Freedom always has a cost, and that cost is discipline. And the crazy part, once you embrace discipline, it stops feeling like a prison. It becomes who you are. It becomes your default. The person who once thought discipline was suffering becomes the person who suffers without it. Because once you've tasted real freedom, you can't go back. When you discipline yourself, what you're really doing is training your mind to be your ally instead of your enemy. That's huge, because most people, their mind is their enemy. Their mind tells them, stay in bed, skip the workout, eat the cake, watch one more episode, and they listen, they obey. That's not freedom, that's slavery. But when you've trained your mind, when you've hardened it with discipline, it becomes your ally. It pushes you when you're weak. It tells you to get up when you want to quit. It tells you to do it anyway. And when your mind is your ally, you're unstoppable. That's discipline, and that's freedom. Think about it this way. Imagine two versions of yourself. One version has no discipline. He wakes up late, drags through the day, eats junk, scrolls endlessly, avoids discomfort. He thinks he's free, but he's stuck. He's weak, he's tired, he's insecure, he's unfulfilled. The other version, he wakes up early, he trains, he reads, he works, he eats clean, he does the things he doesn't want to do. At first it's hard. At first it feels like sacrifice. But over time, that version becomes strong, confident, resilient, free. That's the choice. Which version do you want to be? The fighters we admire? The ones who inspire millions? They're not superheroes. They're humans who chose discipline. And because they chose discipline, they got freedom. Freedom to chase greatness. Freedom to dominate their craft. Freedom to inspire the world. And here's the thing. You can have that too. You can live with the fighter's mindset. You can train like a warrior. You can discipline yourself into freedom, but nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody's going to hand it over. You've got to earn it day by day, choice by choice. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for things to be easy. They never will be. Instead, build discipline, build the structure, build the consistency, and watch how it sets you free. Because in the end, discipline isn't punishment. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself. It's the foundation of strength, of confidence, of success, of freedom. Discipline equals freedom. And once you understand that, once you live it, your entire life will change.